Scope of business finance. In my previous video, I have taught you about this business finance, then importance of business finance, and in continuation of that video, this is your third video which says scope of business finance. Starting with the first point, in the scope of business finance, the first point is analysis and research of financial statement. We all know about what are financial statement, which includes profit and loss statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement, and all these things. So what is the scope here related to analysis of financial statement? Let's see. Analysis of financial statement is a scope of business. It analyzes the situation which can be financial problems that arises in the fund advertising of the business firm. We all know that the main role of business finance is to analyze the financial statement, and then we have to take decisions regarding what finance we have to arrange from which source, whether it will be in the form of equity, debt, or anything. So here it is, the scope of business finance is that business finance helps us to analyze the financial statement of our business. Then we have to take decision regarding which source and how we have to arrange for business finance. So here the main scope is we get a chance to analyze our financial statement. So coming towards the next one, which is financial planning and controlling. Financial planning is one of the most important and the first step which we takes before taking some financial decision. Here it is written financial planning and controlling. Planning is the first part and controlling is the last part. Business finance help us to plan and help us to control our finances. Here it is written that any business or company must manage and make their SOAR analysis that is good financially. Here it is they are talking about planning. SOAR analysis, which means that they are talking about planning. The financial manager should have knowledge about the present financial situation of the firm to make these financial planning and management accordingly. They will analyze the situation, they will take decision, and then they will try to control their the decisions which they had taken. If there are any problem or if there are any mishappening related to that decision, they will try to control that things which go beyond that line. So this is your financial planning and controlling. This is also the scope of business finance. Next is capital structure management. One of the most important topic, capital structure. First, we should know about what is capital structure. Capital structure is a mix of debt and equity. Whenever we plan our capital, whenever we start or create some idea and we turn that into a business, then whenever we plan for capital, we think about whether it should be in the form of owned capital or in the form of debt. That mix of debt and equity is my capital structure. Now here it is written capital structure management. Business finance help us to manage our capital structure. How? Let's see. This scope of business finance notes is related to an required investment proposal out of the many related alternatives offered to the company. We know that there are many sources of finance. Capital structure help us to decide from which source we have to arrange our finance. Capital structure management do these things, that different sources are there, whether it will be in the form of debt or equity. Then we have to analyze. In my second point, we have analyzed. Then now the decision have to be taken regarding how the capital structure management will take place. Here the capital not structure management techniques measures the worth of this investment proposal, analyzes the uncertainty and risk as the return from the investment proposal extend into the future. Here capital structure, the rate of return is also being calculated while taking decision regarding capital structure. Then capital structure management help us to take decision regarding which investment will give which type of return and how much return we will get. So this is your third, capital structure management. Raising capital, making capital opportunities is probably one of the most important and critical scope of business finance. First, now we have decided that we have to raise a fund from equity. Now how we will raise that fund? This is also the scope of business finance, that business finance will tell us and will guide us how to raise capital. If we have decided that we have to raise from debt, then how to raise that capital, how to attract investors, these all things are done by business finance. The business finance has to raise money from the company with the assistance of source like stock, debenture, banks, etc. So here there are many sources. The business finance will guide us how to raise these capital. And the last one is investing capital. There are two main kinds of corporate finance: working capital and fixed capital. As the name suggests, working capital is generally used to purchase raw material and manage day-to-day fixed expenses like salaries, overheads, etc. Investing capital, there are two kinds of corporate finance: working capital and fixed capital. We have to maintain a regular flow of fund regarding working capital and fixed capital. Fixed capital is not a regular source of finance. It is done once in a blue moon in the life of a business. So we have to maintain and we have to stabilize the fund. Investing capital, how we will have to arrange funds for fixed capital and for this working capital. These all things are done by business finance. As the name suggests, working capital is generally used to purchase raw material and manage day-to-day fixed expenses like salaries, overhead, etc. So here business finance will do that thing, that business finance will guide us how to maintain our working capital in a regular way. So this maintenance work is also done by business finance. This is being covered under the scope of business finance. So this is all about our scope of business finance.